Do you think it was just like a nervous reflex?
No,
Like,
he is just so, it's not his fault. He's just so muscular that the slightest movements get his pectoral muscles jumping up and down. And I don't think he's trying to be weird. He is just that muscular. And there's no shame in being a very husky, muscular police chief. And I want to make that clear.
We're rolling. We're rolling.
Calling out cat people. This is a real thing. Real thing.
None of you have the balls to stop this. Stop this.
I've got plenty of time. I have nothing else going on today.
We're in the Wedge neighborhood right now. 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 Right now.
Okay, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. This is the Wedge Live podcast. I'm your host, John Edwards. I'm joined by Taylor Darlene, Ryan Brown. We're here to encourage everyone. The secret point of this episode that I'm blowing at the beginning is we're encouraging everyone to sign up for Blue Sky. Maybe not Ryan, but Taylor and I are doing that. Right, Taylor? Are you with me on that?
I am, resentfully so, but I am, yes.
Okay, well, just to let everyone in on a secret about Taylor, she has migrated all of her tweets to Blue Sky already. She is the military dictator who is telling everyone it's going to be okay in our country. Everybody sit tight, it's going to be fine, and then immediately runs to the airport and leaves while the country goes down in flames. That's what you are, Taylor. You're lying to your Twitter fans that you haven't already migrated.
I haven't. I try, there's some things that Twitter is still just more suited for. Like, I was like live tweeting like this like CD5 meeting the other night, and I was kind of going back and forth between Blue Sky and Twitter, and like no one cared about Blue Sky, so it was just like, I'll go to Twitter. Everybody's there. All the like, it's like and like today I was doing some other council meeting, and I just like was here on Twitter. I don't.
So everyone should get on Blue Sky because there's some content for Wedge Live. I'm cross-posting everything on Blue Sky, and there is some content that is only on Blue Sky. Imagine that. There's some Wedge Live content you can only get on Blue Sky.
Wow.
exclusive. That's the way to do it, right?
So Ryan, I wanted to have you here because you embody the best of the old Twitter to me in that I met you. I met you on Twitter. We did activism together because of Twitter. We only know each other because of the online, and we met in real life. And now we're very fond of each other. We are friends because of Twitter. We made a difference in the world because of Twitter. We sat in the council chambers when the 2040 plan was passed together. During that time, like doing some real world things, good in the world locally because of Twitter. We had a lot of good times, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I am a social media skeptic now. I guess a lot of it has more to do with I'm asking a lot more questions about, what is the value of social media to me? What are the trade-offs of being very online? And so I think I'm really trying to rediscover for myself what is that right balance with COVID, with the aftermath of George Floyd's murder. That was really, I think, when I found that I stopped really engaging in social media as much. Pretty sure that's the last time I posted on Facebook. Um, and Twitter was sort of my last place where I would go and maybe post a little more frequently. Um, but maybe because I've watched too many episodes of Black Mirror, I just start to like ask a lot more about like, okay, social media in particular thrives on people engaging and I mean, talking about yourself, talking about things that are other people might be interested in. And in that way, we share a lot about ourselves, we share our data. And I actually think a lot more about my data as almost as a tangible thing, right? Like, and okay, well, I'm here just like, here you go, how about it? And I think, for me, it's like, no, I want to be more mindful about how I share that and where and when. So that's part of where I'm coming from now, or where my mind's at this time. Um, I will say during this gap or hiatus from a lot of the social media, um, you talked about how we met via Twitter, and I've met a lot of people over the past few years, and while I don't post on Facebook, I will log in maybe every couple of months just to be like, is there anything that I need to know here? In which I pretty quickly am able to say no, but there's also like a bunch of friend requests or messages, right? So if I'm people who I've met who it used to be you would trade a phone number, right? Well, people just sort of expect that they can hit you up on Insta or that, and they can get a hold of you after meeting you, and they can't. Right?
Yeah.
Like, or they can, and it just goes into this giant black hole that I'm never gonna like look at. And that's part of um but it's something that I'm missing, like I think I miss out on events. I miss out on updates on people's lives by not engaging on these platforms like I used to. Um, I miss on the validation when I would post thirst traps. But I don't know. I think I also have just really come to appreciate and value the IRL moments and connections that I have with people. So it's trade-offs at the end of the day.
Ryan, what you're saying is you're not automatically coming with Taylor and I to Blue Sky. You're not sold yet on your next steps, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I really appreciated about Twitter, um, and it was probably one of the first platforms where I got more intentional about what do I want this to be, and I wanted it to be local Minneapolis stuff. So I really focused it around local politics, local organizations, so I could really engage in this community in that way. And having that more focused approach definitely to me. I don't know. It was curated, and I really appreciated what I would get, who I would be exposed to, through the algorithm and the connections with people that I would have. And I didn't see that before on other platforms, and I think it was just too many various likes, just sort of like I met you, so now I've connected with you, and then you just get this crazy hodgepodge of things. As Twitter, which is no longer Twitter, but I still call it Twitter, has devolved, collapsed, whatever it's doing right now. Very much not what it once was, and so. Um, in the time that I do go on there, like I see a lot of people migrating to Blue Sky, and it definitely has me thinking about it, right? I like if I could have what Twitter was for me 5 years ago on a new platform, okay, I think I'd do that. Again, at the same time, I think a lot about like what is it that I want from social media, and how do I make sure that it's serving me in a way that's, gosh, I'm going to use the word healthy. um, because I think that's another piece of it too. The joking about doom scrolling, which maybe isn't really a joke, because I think that's the thing that people do, and that. So yeah, I'm not gonna sign up today. Sorry, but you still might get me. We'll see.
Okay. Well, we're going to convince you. I'm going to convince you. I don't know if Taylor wants to convince you. So I think Blue Sky for me is recreating some of that. Is very locally focused. I've been on Threads a little bit, and it feels a little bit like text TikTok. Like it's sending me a bunch of stuff it thinks I want. I don't want that. I want local people. I want local politics. That's what Twitter was good for me. It was local community. And I think if you use Blue Sky correctly, and I think and you use one of David Brower's starter packs, you kind of like, you plug in and immediately there's a local community. I feel like it's got great potential. It's very vibrant. And so that's my lead in to my question to Taylor, like, why don't you love it? Twitter is a burning husk. The harassment, the spam, the bots, the evil billionaire using it as a tool to grease the wheels towards fascism. And yet, Taylor, you're still there. You're still loving it. Why?
I was there before him. He has to leave. Like, I'm not... I joined like a year before Elon, so like he can... I just don't... I still like it because so many people are there still, and because I have like all this, like these old tweets to refer to, like importing them all to Blue Sky, like doesn't even really work necessarily. Like you don't get all of them, it turns out. And Blue Sky, the functionality is not the same, like there. There's so many times I'm just like DMing someone and all I can see is our chat. Like you can't see actually the text of what you're typing. And just like, you can't send a picture in a DM. No group DMs. Like I use Twitter a lot for things like that. And then I just think that there's a whole culture around some of early adopters to Blue Sky that is
let's do it. Tell me about these terrible no good Blue Skyers. Tell me we're going to trash them, okay. Taylor. Give me the list.
It's a whole thing, like, and at this point people don't really think it's real because it's just people, it's like Blue Sky elders, and it's like that's treated as a joke, but it's like, okay, that came from like legitimate thinking of like,
right,
early adopters. We set the tone, we set the rules, here's how this site works. Like I'm not the only person who came on and immediately noticed a lot of things that were basically like, this is how we post, this is how we, and several people on Twitter were also like, who's we? Like,
tell me what they're doing. What are they doing to irritate you besides calling themselves Blue Sky elders, trying to set the tone and exclude you from their culture? What are they doing?
I joined back then, so like I'm not. It's just I think it's more just that I use Twitter for a very different purpose basically than what the Blue Sky what people are using that for. Like I use it like a tool, basically. Like it's not like a diary for me very much. And so I think a lot of people on Blue Sky are using it kind of like more so as a diary, a kind of like a feel good positivity. They only want to see like nice things. And like that's totally fair. I get that. Like I don't want to see like, I don't like the Nazis and all that shit on Twitter, but like at the same time, I don't want this like sanitized social media where I'm not seeing like the truth in news, or I'm not seeing like local politics, because people are just doing like surveys and like posting,
tell me the survey takers, the self retweeters. You hate all those people. You've told me in private you hate.
Okay, it's not even people, because it's like it's generally like it's the culture. That's what people keep telling me. It's how the app functions. So it's like. The survey takers are like, they remind me of back when I was on like AOL, like way back in the day, and you would do these surveys where it's like name, star sign, favorite food.
It sounds like you're following the wrong people. Who are these people?
It's everywhere. And so like stuff like that. And then like, I don't understand the algorithm thing, but people say there's no algorithm on Blue Sky. So if you want your stuff to be seen, you have to go and like retweet yourself.
Yeah, I'm constantly clicking over to the popular with friends tab. That's kind of an algorithm.
Yeah, I stay on just like the chronological one. And so like there's kind of no incentive to be on there very much, because I'm going to see stuff like multiple times. Like I'll see it the first time people post it, and then like they're like, "Oh, I let's do it again," and they like redo it, and it's like, and that's just what you have to do, I guess, because like
You don't have to. You don't have to. Wedge Live is allowed to do that because my content is very important. Everyone
yeah,
needs
that's
to
true. I
see
mean, I have, and I post things there, and they like go and die, and I'm not gonna go and like repost them just because I feel like, oh, I only got 2 likes on this, so better go rebump it. Like I can't do that.
I felt that recently. I made a video about our police chief's pectoral popping, his pec flexes that he does.
No.
And the thing
Can't do
is,
it.
I wonder
get
if
lessons.
I wonder if that's body shaming, and I don't really care, but
I think so.
because it's funny.
Do you think it was just like a nervous reflex? Like,
No, he is just so. It's not his fault. He's just so muscular that the slightest movements get his pectoral muscles jumping up and down. And I don't think he's trying to be weird. He is just that muscular. And there's no shame in being a very husky, muscular police chief. And I want to make that clear.
He should.
What were we talking about?
I don't know, but he should get shirts that fit him too at the same time. Because like every time I see him in person, he's just kind of like hulking out of these like shirts. I'm like, okay, we get it.
I know what I wanted to say. I feel like that wasn't popular enough. People did not react the way they should have to that.
Jason
that should
and
have
I
gone
did.
viral on Blue Sky. You
No,
loved
we-
it? You loved it?
No, we said it was gross and we regretted having eyes.
Okay, it was gross, but it was great. It was wonderful.
And my favorite part was just when you cut to the the reporter and it was kind of that deadpan expression that she had. That was
See, there's a lot of great stuff on Blue Sky. I guess now is the time. One of my favorite tweets recently was Adam Platt from the Business Mag, Twin Cities Business Mag, I think is what it's called, on Twitter, like being very contrarian and kind of resentful of the people who are leaving in a sort of sorrowful way. And I'm going to read from his tweet. Here we go. I'm sorry so many interesting people are leaving X. He calls it X. There's a lemming quality to it, but whatever. This was once a place where people of different perspectives could debate each other with civility and share interesting bits of nerdistry. There's much less of that now, and the left is as responsible as the fascists. See, the left is as bad as the fascists on this count, I think. I don't want to move to a site that only contains people who think like me, so I'm staying here until there's a genuine dialogue happening elsewhere. I found that delightful, and I used it as rage bait on Blue Sky to show people what Adam Platt thinks of them. And Taylor, what was your reaction to that from Adam Platt?
I mean, he calls it. You can't call people lemmings, but you call it X already. Like, come on, man, have some dignity.
Right.
You don't have to.
You're the
You don't have to go
ultimate
with that.
lemming.
I'm pretty sure he pays for Twitter too. He has a blue check.
He does have a blue check. Yeah.
So it's good you took it to Blue Sky, so he wouldn't get any of like the money for his little bait attempt.
I think it raises a serious question though, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're scared. You're scared of an alternate perspective." It's like, have you not seen how deeply unpleasant Twitter has gotten since Elon took over, and like intentionally so, like doing away with like content moderation and like people who just openly use racial slurs, anti-Semitism. Like there's no bar, and people are just going off, and the bots are like crazy. All of that was intentional, and it was like supposed to be in the name of free speech. Meanwhile, he's using it to boost Trump. I'm not afraid of like a real dialogue. I don't like people have been arguing with me on Twitter since the early days. Only it was about local stuff. It wasn't like somebody who thinks Lake Street is in North Minneapolis and like can barely like talks like a robot, and you're like, is some Russian trying to start a thing in Minneapolis? What's going on here? This doesn't even seem like a real person anymore that I'm fighting with. It's gotten real dystopian on Twitter and deeply unpleasant. So we're not, anyone who's fled to Blue Sky, we're not like fleeing. I'm not fleeing from real debate.
Yeah, and I'm not pretending there's any sort of real debate there either. I'm not, and I was never on there to have any sort of debate. I just want to learn stuff. But like, yeah, it's bad. I have a really extensive block list, but like it just keeps, for me, I don't get many trolls or like bad, weird reaction like comments. I do get like what really irritates me is like how nowadays, like with the buying of the blue check, all the replies, the top replies to anything are just like bot nonsense. It's just like you can't scroll through anything. It's just unusable. Yeah, I was gonna say the harassment thing. Like, I get a lot of people get that. I don't have to. For some reason, I have enough blocks that I don't get too much of it. I had one guy kind of going off the other night who was just like spamming a bunch of us, sending like all kinds of weird stuff and talking about my like. He replied to me and he's like, "Your wife won't put down any roots." I was just like, "What? My wife? I don't." So, yeah, I just. But I get,
People makes you doubt whether this is a real person.
Can I meet her?
no, he was like just like going after a bunch of us like all night. So there's just like, yeah, I mean, Twitter's bad, but at the same time, so many people are still there. Like it's, I don't know what it'll take to get me off fully. I think
if both you and I say we're not posting on Twitter anymore, only on Blue Sky, just the flood of people from Twitter.
Wait, there's still people that
Might get me.
Really?
I,
Oh,
I don't have to leave. I don't have to leave Twitter yet because you're both
wow.
there.
You got to do more exclusives.
I don't know. There was a lot as you were reading Adam's tweet that was kind of frustrating, and also I can appreciate it. I definitely felt like Twitter was a great place to be exposed to a lot of ideas, opinions, perspectives. I don't know. I feel like if I go onto my feed now, it's going to be a lot of things that are probably contrarian, and I don't mind that, but when it's all that, as opposed to uh, the dialogue that Adam was apparently mourning, and I think a lot of that too, though, is people engage with social media in such different ways, right? Their goals are different, right? I mean, we know there are accounts that are simply designed to troll. Like that is their goal, and they can be great at it, and they can be entertaining. Um, 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 but if you're, I think yeah, depending on what you're really looking for, it can be hard to find that dialogue and how and I guess the other thing is to think about his quote, right? It's like how do you see outside of yourself, like to even know are you getting a wide breadth of opinions and that um yeah, I don't know. I don't mourn Twitter in the same way I think that Adam does. I don't know that it was ever that thing for me.
Yeah.
Kudos to him if it was for him.
So we're heading into a city election year, and so I'm kind of operating under the Will Stancil theory of social media, where he's real big on you can't surrender the platform, you can't surrender. Like you got to be there, you got to be in the debate, you got to be constantly tweeting, tweet. And so I sort of subscribe to that. Like I don't think it would be good for me to abandon Twitter as long as there are people there who are receptive to what I'm putting out. I mean, I guess I got to be there. I'm not going to pull out and just on principle deny the people of the world Wedge Live opinions and information. Can't do that. Like, Taylor, do you think that is the right policy?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there's as long as there's still you're still getting engagement. Like, I know people are really definitely like leaving Twitter in a lot of really high numbers. It seems like, but I mean, there's still sometimes where I'm surprised at how many people are still there and engaging with stuff all day long. So I do think as long as you're still like, if you ever feel like you're just like wasting your time there and nothing, you're just posting into nowhere, then like maybe consider leaving it. But it's still going to be a factor, especially with the elections.
Right. Everything is so fractured going into 2025. One thing I've noticed that my engagement is down, and I don't know if that is because I'm a lower quality human being lately, or I put follow Wedge Live on Blue Sky in my display name, so I don't know if maybe that's getting me shadow banned in some way. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist about how I've been shadow banned and nobody loves my content anymore, but yeah, I don't really care enough to like not put Blue Sky in my display name in order to avoid getting throttled in that way. I don't know. I have noticed engagement is way down.
Or you just got more people like me who are we're there, but just lurking,
Right,
like
lurking and not showing any love, not
and
even
yeah, no, right? I mean, like I'm given that algorithm zero to go off of. And the only thing you can figure out is like, oh, you paused for a second longer here, like as you're scrolling. So
Taylor, we already talked about how you migrated all of your tweets over. You actually paid money to do that,
I
and
wanted to ask about that. What was your motivation for wanting to bring all that?
Well, and it didn't even end up like, so I had like, it ended up being like the total number of tweets was like 72,000 or something. And then it was going to be like, and so but then now they're all like going through and it seems like it's only uploading like 13,000 because it's not counting like certain ones. It's got all these other things going on. So I'm kind of annoyed they charge you based on like the full like price of your full archive and then are like, no, we'll only do this many.
Hmm.
what accounts for that? Why? What tweets got excluded?
Something if it, like the thread starts with like an @ sign or just someone told me like all the rules. I haven't really read it over. And like obviously if it's a really big video, I don't think that goes over. But I just didn't
Does
want
it
to
bring
move
over like broken conversations? Like if you replied to someone, does it exclude that?
I think so. I think the replies are all gone. I haven't gone and looked. They're going through. I have like 5,000 like showing up now. I just haven't gone to see what they're like looking like.
What I have noticed going back through my old tweets is like I'm looking for stuff that I remember. Taylor, you do this a ton. And like I quote tweeted someone who had really good newsworthy information or a screenshot that was like important to the context of what I was saying. There are people who have deleted their Twitter accounts and now some of my tweets make no sense. That information is lost forever because they deleted their account. They had something good there and they decided they didn't want to leave their stuff behind with Elon.
Right.
And it's gone. I feel like that's a shame.
Like at least maybe lock your account so that we can see you, but no one else can see you.
I don't agree with that. Anyone who is deleting their unless you're just a shit poster. But if you have anything worthwhile, think of all the people who quote tweeted you with your breaking news. Somebody did a data request, for example, on Hennepin Avenue, and they were like posting screenshots, and I quote tweeted it, and now like I still have some of those images saved, but like, come on. I'm talking about Adam Wiseapple. That's who I'm talking about.
No, he
Shame
deleted
on you
Twitter?
for deleting on your way to Blue Sky.
You can't do that.
That's funny because I was thinking about it.
See, I
Oh,
never
you were
delete
thinking about
anything.
deleting yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's another one of those things where you're just thinking about like the data, that just is out there. What does happen with all of that? I mean, it just sits around, I guess. Like eventually there'll be, 100 years from now, just this like massive trove of like people's lives, and it just sort of boggles the mind to even think about like what what would happen with that, or does it just sit
So
around? Generative AI comes in and recreates
yeah.
all of us.
So yeah, my theory is Elon has it, and he's going to live forever because he's going to, he's going to discover some technology, and only he will have access to it. And in the year 2100, Ryan Brown will be a commercial TV actor, an AI generated commercial TV actor. You'll be selling all manner of objectionable things on whatever their version of television or the internet is.
It's a little weird because like I have appeared in a commercial.
Oh, what have you appeared in a commercial for?
It was for the Billings Gazette. I was in first grade. It was
Oh,
like some anniversary that the Billings Gazette was having, and And so it was like this very retro thing. I was like wearing knickerbockers, throwing newspapers at these at these homes.
And it was on TV.
It was on TV.
You know what I'm not going to miss from Twitter are the screenshots of brutal crimes that occasionally get thrown into my replies if I tweet about a bike ride. That happens a lot now that Mike Norton has made it fashionable to harass a bike ride. Everybody loves tweeting mean things of Mike Norton, and so now it's customary that you throw a little screenshot of a brutal crime into someone's replies if they rode a bike anywhere and tweeted about it.
Like a Crime Watch screenshot or what?
Yeah, Crime Watch kind of transcribes the police scanner, then somebody else screenshots it and says, see, a bad thing happened. What are you doing taking a bike ride? What's that about? Not going to miss it. Twitter, is there anything you're not going to miss? I mean, did I call you Twitter, Taylor? Taylor?
Yeah.
Taylor, is there anything you're not going to miss from Twitter? What do you hate the most?
The paid for blue check thing, like, I think was really like the kind of the downfall for me, because it just made so much information like worthless. And I'm surprised it took as long as it did to get to the point now where we've got just these like bots like copying each other's comments to get to the tops of replies. But, you know, just getting rid of it in terms of like to verify like this person is who they say they are, like turn Twitter in from being a like much more valuable news source into just kind of meaningless. I mean, you know, you can make a fake Jacob Fry account and buy a blue check, and then you're the mayor and the city won't pay for it, so the city doesn't have one. So it's just, yeah, that really, I won't miss that part, and I think that was a really bad sign.
I don't think about it much anymore, but it used to be like the verification badge was a symbol that probably this is a real person with the job that their bio says they had. And it used to be like a coveted thing, like, oh, I want a blue check. I want to be important enough for that. And like overnight, it became like a badge of shame. Like you must be a spammer. You must be a bot trying to boost your replies because you suck so bad. And it took no time for that change to happen. Like a useful feature was turned into garbage overnight. For no good reason, and it kind of made the platform worse on top of it. I don't know how much money Elon makes from the selling them, but bad choice.
I mean, I think it is fascinating that like you know, a decision to try and monetize a feature and then the consequences of that, right? You know, when Twitter was the sort of news or the sources for news for social media, like you just, that was a place where you could go to kind of find out what's happening now. And yeah, honestly, you know, I think part of what frustrates me about going on there is, you know, I'm asking myself a lot more, like, you know, well, who is this? I mean, like, I'm like, where is this information coming from? I mean, it really feels, it went from a place where, yeah, you feel like you could trust different sources over there to now it's just, you know, I don't know if it's a real person, if it's a bot. I don't know whether the things that are connected with this are even true. What am I doing here? Is really what I find myself asking more and more. And yeah, that's why I was kind of seriously thinking about not only leaving it, but just deleting all of it altogether.
Oh, don't do it, Ryan. So if you're going to sign up for Blue Sky, and Taylor and I encourage you, I'm going to speak for you, Taylor. We encourage you to sign up for Blue Sky, follow David Brower, get into his various starter packs, and you're off and running. Just click over to the starter pack tab on David Brower's profile, follow a bunch of people, and jump right in. Taylor, I wonder if you who are your favorite Blue Skyers? Who are the notable people? We have all your favorite characters from Wedge Live. We have David Brower. We have real Mayor Carter, fake Mayor Fry. Council President Elliot Payne is there. Mayoral candidate Dwayne Davis. All your favorites from Racket are there.
I got Katie Cash in there.
Katie Cashman is there. Fox
Right,
9, Kara
yeah.
11, Jason
It's-
Chavez is there from the city council.
It's true. It's good to have Brower back on there. Like he's one that obviously when he left Twitter, you know, you missed his opinions. So like that's one that I'm like, oh, it's good to see you here. And then I don't know. I go on there because a lot of the stuff I'm liking on there is just like being kind of cross-posted right now. Like I kind of feel like it's more like there's some people that I'm like, oh, like or some of my friends where I'm just like, oh, you're here because you left Twitter. Not really like David Brower. He's like the only one that I'm just like, when he left Twitter, it was like, okay, we need to go where he is now. I have more like kind of a running list in my head of like people that I still want to like bring over before.
Oh, let's give the list. We're recruiting. Let's do a recruiting segment. Give the list.
Hold on. We need like Cam Gordon to join.
Do we? He was spotted with Jill Stein during the election, so I don't think we need to bring Cam Gordon over. I'm still mad at Cam over that. Still mad.
It's fine. There's Sarah Sorella. I want her on there. Who else do I have on my list? Jeremiah Ellison hasn't joined. I would like personally Norm Coleman to join. That is not something anybody else wants. But he's on my list.
He's got a
anyway.
crush. Still, after all these years, got a crush on Norm Coleman.
He finally replied to me, so like it's all brand new. And then I don't think Ilhan Omar is really using it, so I want her on there. Yeah. So there's still just enough that I'm like, I can't move over as long as these people are still like kind of posting exclusively on Twitter.
I'd like to encourage the mayor to come over. I want to see what happens if the mayor joined. Mayor Fry,
I don't think
get
he
yourself
will.
on Blue Sky.
No,
You don't think he'll ever do it?
No, he got scared off Twitter. Remember how he used Twitter like personally so much, like and then like 2020 hits, and it's ever since then it's just been like he's gone.
Yeah.
He uses Instagram personally.
Right, he fights with people on Instagram, does not engage on Twitter.
Yeah.
Very,
So
very curious.
So I don't know. Maybe he'll think Blue Sky is nicer and he can join there, or maybe he'll just see that it's like the same people and stay away. But I mean, the fake Mayor Fry is using like a mayorfry.com domain as their name, so it's really
One of the weaknesses of Blue Sky is you can buy the .com of someone's name, and then you can be like, I could be RyanBrown.com, but I'm not the real Ryan Brown. Ryan Brown is not on Blue Sky yet.
It's almost like their version of the fake blue check. Like you can just easily
Right.
impersonate people.
I'm trying to think who I want to join Blue Sky. It's the thing about me, I'm a selfish poster. I put a lot of content out, but I don't consume a lot of it. So maybe I'm not qualified to tell anyone what social media platform they should use, because I just want something that makes it, friction free, just so I can post as fast and as conveniently as possible, and then check out my notifications afterwards. I don't know. We don't have the council vice president yet.
Yeah.
I should check that.
Exactly.
Come on. I thought you were a progressive superhero. You're not on the Blue Sky yet. Emily Koski fans, the fan account exists on Blue Sky, but there's no real Emily Koski yet. I don't know if the Emily Koski fans account is sincere, but it exists.
I don't think so.
Andrew Jenkins?
Maybe 2025 will be the first Blue Sky election. I mean,
We have a limited amount of time to make that happen, everyone. Everyone get over.
It seems like a lot of I've noticed that most of the council members that have made the switch over are probably the ones that get the most hate in their replies on Twitter. Like I know Jason Chavez has like the nastiest. Katie Cashman.
Jeremiah Ellison, I think, gets a ton of hate. So it might not be that.
So he should come over.
I think the reason that I think Elliot Payne followed me on Mastodon once, and he had a weird username. I forget what it was. It turns out it was the real Elliot Payne. That's how much of a nerd he is. He's kind of an early adopter type. That's probably why he's on Blue Sky. It might just be that the council members who are on Blue Sky are just like always on their phone, early adopter types. I suspect that might be what it is. Jason Chavez, we know you're addicted to your phone because you are on Blue Sky. You have to be on all the platforms.
Is Mastodon still a thing?
And people are still on Mastodon. Whereas I should
Oh.
Chugtai, she's working hard because does not have time to sign up for a new social media platform.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the time for it. Does anyone have recommendations, things they're enjoying?
I'll just mention that in this moment, YouTube decided to push a notification to me that Wedge Live has posted a video about Chief O'Hara's pectorals bouncing.
Really? Just now? Just now?
Just now.
Wow.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, YouTube.
That's
Like,
kind of scary.
okay.
This is why you're off social media. They're watching you.
Right? I
Like,
mean, he's listening.
Yeah.
Also, I already watched that. I didn't watch it on YouTube, so maybe that's why. Hey, YouTube's like, watch it on me too.
Make sure you watch it on
You
YouTube.
can make it bigger.
You need to put it on your big screen TV. Open
Yeah.
the YouTube app. Yes.
Oh, if only I still had my projector.
Taylor, aside from Chief O'Hara's pectorals, what do you have to recommend?
I don't know. I watched that Peacock documentary about that Grey's Anatomy writer who like faked her whole life. Really wild. I highly recommend it. It's called Anatomy of Lies.
Where can we stream that?
Peacock.
Oh, you said that, Peacock. We can go on
Yes.
Peacock.
It's
I'm not on Peacock.
I know they don't have much, but sometimes maybe you can bootleg it. It's
Okay,
just like-
I will try to bootleg it. My recommendation is sign up for Blue Sky. It's a big fun local chat room. It's wide open. You're going to have lots of fun. If you enjoy being connected to local politics, get on Blue Sky. If you don't like the harassment and the unpleasantness of that other platform, get on Blue Sky. It's a gold rush over there. There's so many handles you can squat on. There's somebody snapped up Minneapolis PD and they turned it into Minneapolis Penis Department. That's what they did with it. But how much fun is that? Somebody did Minneapolis Farts and Rec Board. Isn't that hilarious? Okay. This has been the Wedge Live podcast. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you to Ryan Brown and Taylor Darlene for joining me on this special Blue Sky edition. And I'm your host, John Edwards. Thank you for listening.
This is a real thing. Real thing.
None of you have the balls to stop this. Stop this.
I've got plenty of time. I have nothing else going on today.
We're in the Wedge neighborhood right now.